In the early days of World War II, as darkness spread across Europe, a new force was taking shape in the skies, a force that would carry the weight of freedom on its wings. This was the 381st Bombardment Group, Heavy, constituted on October 28, 1942, and activated just days later. The 381st began its journey in the training fields of America. There, young men learned to fly, fight, and survive in one of the most iconic warplanes ever built, the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. The photos shown in this video are real photos of 381st Bomb Group taken with Kodachrome films. This made this original photos extraordinary. By the spring of 1943, the group was ready. They crossed the Atlantic Ocean and arrived in England, where they joined the 8th Air Force. From there, the 381st launched into the skies over occupied Europe, flying through icy winds, blinding clouds, and walls of enemy flak. Each mission began before dawn, with ground crews preparing the flying fortresses, pilots and gunners standing by in silence, knowing that many would not return. Their targets were among the most heavily defended in the world: aircraft factories at Villacoublay and Kassel, U-boat yards at Kiel, and the ball-bearing works of Schweinfurt, a vital nerve center of the German war machine. Every raid meant hours of tension and terror at 25,000 feet. Enemy fighters swarmed the formations. Flak exploded around them in black clouds of fire and steel. But the 381st pressed on, determined to complete the mission, no matter the cost. On October 8, 1943, they faced one of their toughest challenges, a daring strike on the shipyards at Bremen. Under constant fighter attack and with heavy losses, the group held formation, dropped their bombs with precision, and turned home through burning skies. For their extraordinary courage, they earned their first Distinguished Unit Citation. Just a few months later, on January 11, 1944, they proved their mettle again in another savage assault against Germany's aircraft factories in the heart of the Reich. That day, despite brutal weather and relentless opposition, they pressed through to the target and earned a second Distinguished Unit Citation. During Big Week, in February 1944, the skies above Europe thundered with the sound of hundreds of bombers. The 381st flew side by side with other groups of the 8th Air Force, striking deep into Germany to destroy aircraft factories and assembly plants. It was a turning point, the beginning of the end for the Luftwaffe. With their air power crippled, Germany lost control of its own skies. When the front advanced, they moved with it, striking German positions at Saint-Lô, supporting the airborne assault on Holland, and later pounding enemy strongholds during the Battle of the Bulge. In the cold winter of 1944, they flew through snow and fog, often with little visibility and even less rest. But they never faltered. By March 1945, the war was reaching its final act. As Allied forces crossed the Rhine River, the 381st attacked vital bridges, railways, and supply routes, cutting off Germany's last lines of defense. Every mission brought them closer to victory, and closer to the day when peace would return to the skies of Europe. After more than 2 years of relentless service, the men of the 381st Bombardment Group returned home in the summer of 1945. They had flown over 300 combat missions, facing unimaginable danger, and carving their place into the history of the air war over Europe. They were ordinary men, called upon to do extraordinary things, fathers, sons, and brothers, united by duty, bound by courage, and forever remembered as the flying fortresses of the 381st. Because when the world needed them most, they rose into the skies and helped bring freedom back to a world in peril.